We've heard a lot of testimony around the horror stories and the abuse and addiction on opiates. And so, Madam Chair, I would simply like to say if an individual is able to or receives a prescription for that course of action, that it also qualify for medicinal cannabis. And I ask for your support.
I like the idea of substituting the option of medical cannabis as opposed to an opiate.
Representative Baker.
You know, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just speaking to support this because, again, I've done a lot of looking into the medical cannabis and how this should be dealt with. I haven't heard a lot of people actually dying from taking some medical cannabis, and I think this is an important component.
I would support the amendment. All those in favor of the A1 with the incorporation of the word chronic, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion prevails. The amendment is adopted. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion prevails.
My reasoning behind this, Madam Chair, and members of the committee, like I said, when I went out and toured the facilities, not only that, I received a prescription. And I haven't been able to get it filled yet. I think I shared that story with everybody. But I had a little bit of sticker shock myself. And the price tag on this, it's not cheap.
You know, I witnessed my father dying of pancreatic cancer, and he used medical cannabis for the last year of his life, and it was really helpful in reducing his opiate intake and covering a lot of the, you know, masking a lot of the pain and helping him with nausea and stuff. I think it was really good. I know that he used the vaporizer with oil and had real difficulty trying to throttle the amount he was taking, and I think from testimony I've heard elsewhere that using a raw cannabis allows them to take a smaller amount, right? So I think that's good.
It is very clear, I think, based on the testimony we heard in the task force, that it would have a big impact on cost and accessibility. And I think we all want people to be able to utilize the program and not have to, these folks, these moms and dads, they don't want to go on the street and have a dealer. They want to use the medical cannabis program, and I think that this would help that.
But this would be a significant drop in price for a direct way to get the product, and I think that the hurdles to make it work out the details are in the department's purview and would accomplish that second goal for us sooner rather than later. And I'd urge members to vote yes. Thanks.
From my understanding, a lot of states do this. We have the most restrictive medical cannabis program in the nation, from what I'm told. And this is one of the big issues. Other states do this, and the world has not fallen apart. In fact, their programs are cheaper. People are able to get access. And when this was passed initially, and I remember Representative 𝒎💏💆, and we had a governor who was very, very reluctant to do this at all. It took a great deal of citizen lobbying from families with children with seizures. I remember they parked outside his residence with their strollers and just wouldn't give him any peace until he moved on this. And I think it's proven itself. And obviously, a lot of people in our state are getting relief from this. It is a lot safer than opioids, apparently. And the problem that we have, as Representative Bierman was saying, is one of cost. And so I do not think this is premature. I think that we have the Department of Health that has managed this program. As far as I know, they've managed it very well. And I think it's time to do this. As far as all of the stakeholders and that argument. You know, I remember when this was passed, and I remember that law enforcement didn't like it. And I was frankly very disappointed with that because I do not believe that law enforcement should be deciding matters of health in this state. And I think that we gave, you know, it's good to hear law enforcement's perspective. Obviously, there is a perspective there that needs to be heard. But I would say that we heard it, we restricted our program in response, and I think we've got a lot of experience since then that tells us that this is something we can do and should do. So I support this. Representative 𝒎𝒏𝒆, you know, it would be great if we could all agree, but we can't all agree, and that's why we're going to vote in this committee. Representative Hamilton.
I couldn't say it any better. Thank you, Madam Chair. I simply ask for everybody's support.
All right. With that, all those in favor of the A3 amendment, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. No. The motion prevails. The amendment is adopted.